waiting for her to get back. They all had heart attacks tonight, so she's got to go fast. Please welcome Dr. Ellen up here.
Hey everybody. Hello, that's what the front looks like. Hey, hi. Give it up for your talent. Oh my gosh. And especially this man. I mean, as a physician, I can tell you, he has the most talented butt I've ever heard of. So amazing, amazing though. But oh gosh, CPAP, you know, that is one of those contraceptives kind of things I have to tell you. But yep, I'm an ER doctor. It's so cute when people call me a young lady. I'm also a public service announcement for you don't have to die at 30 or 40 or 50 or 60. Because I'm 70 years old, 70 and a half. I'm so proud of myself. I have to remember, you know, when I stop remembering how old I am, it's a problem. But so that's, you know, 70. 70 means it's a cool birthday because there's not too many birthdays you can have that you look out in a room full of people who pay to be there, tell them how old you are, and they clap. That's so cool. And also, getting back to the butt means I did 69 for a whole year. It's just not the fun kind, right? And my neck is sore anyway. But you gotta know where the fun stuff is, you know? So I'm in between husbands. Not mine, not mine. That's the only thing I say. Well, one of the few things I say in my comedy that's not quite true. But I did. I just picked, you know, I didn't know how to pick men right. I'm learning. That's why it's good that I live till 70 because I'm doing it. But so I'm an ER doctor. And how many of you are afraid of the emergency department? Probably a good thing. But not always. You know, use your intuition. I love the emergency department. I have ADD. And I love helping people. And I did take my medicine tonight. You're welcome. ADD means you gotta concentrate on this and that, and you gotta look at stuff. And you know, if people aren't really sick when they come to the ER, like if there's no blood or if I don't see a lot of distress, you know, if you're gonna go to the ER in those cases, wear something shiny, okay? But I'll tell you how, you're so wonderful. I'm so excited to be here. I'm with a wonderful good cause. And I want to thank my friend Edgar, who's a guardian angel. You may not see the halo, but there is one. But so, you know, being an ER doctor is sort of like a very, very, very high stakes cocktail waitress. No cute outfit. There is no cute outfit for the lady doctor. But you know, you go from room to room and this and that, and you're doing this person and that person. You're not doing this person and that person. You have names for that person, and you know, miss. No, it's doctor, buddy. That's how that is.
How are you?
And in the emergency room, there's a fun game I like to play. It's okay for the patients. I don't let them know I'm playing the game. It's name that chemical, name that substance. Down the hall. I can tell if it's alcohol, I can tell if it's speed, I can tell if it's cocaine versus basic speed because they have more money. And if they're just plain crazy or being a jerk, they are getting a cocktail. And the other thing about being an ER doctor and a cocktail waitress is I make the ordering. I'll decide exactly what cocktail they need. But, and the reason I am a doctor, you know, I have to tell you a secret. And you guys are sitting down. I don't do it for the money. I don't really. You know, what happened was when I was young, my mother said, you're gonna have to have a job in case your husband leaves you. She didn't have that kind of a joke, but I get angry when I think of her saying that. I was 7. She had no faith in me. My mother was absolutely gorgeous, big boobs, all this stuff and everything. She had no faith in me. I didn't look like her. But I thought, when I was 7 years old, I didn't really want to work. I liked to eat pizza and drink Coca-Cola. That's what I liked. And I thought, well, what, wouldn't feel like work because I was 7. And when my dad went to the hospital, people were so nice to me, and they gave me cookies and ice cream. And my dad was a cool doctor, except he smelled like ether all the time. Because he was an anesthesiologist. He would sit down and talk to the patients, and I thought, I know, I'll be a doctor. And they pay me. They pay me to be nice and take care of people. It's really cool. I love it. What do you guys think is the hardest part about being an emergency room doctor? I'm going to blow your mind.
Not being able to tell your stories.
Not being able to tell your stories? Actually, you can pick selective stories for selective people. Most of the time they like it. I'm watching them and I'm watching how they're breathing, how they're moving. I can tell how sick they are or if they're sick at all. And tell them just a story and watch. But yeah, it's hard. And some people, people like to ask me, what's the weirdest thing you ever had that someone stuck up their butt?
Yes.
Well, once it was a vibrator, but, everybody says they tripped on it when it got up there. The worst thing and the hardest thing that, somebody ever had stuck up their butt was their head. And it was me. Or sometimes other doctors. But it is, it's very fun. It's very fun. And, back to being, I do love to take care of people. And things with people with ADD like me, that, I am the calmest when the shit hits the fan. So that's very good. And I can take care of people. And, people say, oh, you save lives. No, we do not. If you're a really good doctor, the soul has a choice. I believe we're facilitating, not, being, wonderful. I mean, we're wonderful, right? I mean, not all doctors are wonderful, but. So, I'm dating, I want to encourage you, yes, I am dating. It's challenging at my age, The first thing, I have to look at them and see, would I still be attracted to them without their teeth?
Oh, yeah. Nope.
How many teeth do they have? And I don't like the snaggle tooth look really. And the thing that they send me, they send me guys my age. I know how close to dead people are. That's so rude. But anyway, so I love to tell. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much for having me. And I always leave you because I'm older than most of you. I like to leave people with wisdom. And it is this. Always remember, a funeral is not a sad event. No. It's an opportunity for me to pick up young men. Thanks.
Dr. Ellen Wesley, let's hear it for her one more time. Dr. Ellen's working hard to get on my wife's list. Tell you that right now.